Everybody, and welcome back. This is Wendy Historian, and today we are talking about a Niall scandal. So I know I promised that today's video was going to be about the Louis and Zayn fight in 2015, but when I started working on that video, I realized it was a really heavy topic. And considering that yesterday's video was also a pretty heavy topic, I figured that maybe in between we should have something a little shorter and more lighthearted. So let's get started. A very wise man once said,
"It's easy to be a Niall fan, isn't it?" And it is. Just no drama, lovely lad, you know what I mean? Never gets himself in trouble, yeah, it's easy, it's a good life.
But has this always been the case? For the most part, yeah. But back in the day, there were two major Niall scandals. One involving Ed Sheeran, which I will cover in another video, and the other involving Japan. In 2013, One Direction did their first round of performances and media circuit in Japan, which was infamously immortalized in the One Way or Another Teenage Kicks music video. Japanese Directioners were stoked to finally have One Direction in the country, and the rest of us were really enjoying watching their antics. We got so much content every day, interviews and commercials, all these things coming out of Japan. It looked like the boys were having a lot of fun. Perhaps maybe too much fun. One day in January, these reports and articles started coming out saying that there was a 1D fan who was blackmailing Niall. The Niall? Our happy, laughy, jumpy Niall? With what could she have possibly been blackmailing him? Reportedly, this fan had a video of the most scandalous nature.
There's no one else around you touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself.
Oh yes. Now bear in mind, all of these articles had been translated into English from the original report in Japanese, so there's a little bit of inconsistency in the way that the facts are presented. But ultimately the story was this. A fan either walked in on, or else spied through a window on, Niall Horan vigorously or violently masturbating in his hotel room in Japan, and either had photographic or videographic evidence of this happening. Does it sound ridiculous? Oh, just wait. Now, when this report first hit the internet, no one could tell if it was real or if it was fake. It felt very fake, but the one thing everyone could agree on was that it was hilarious. It was important to note that in our fandom, at this point in time, Niall's reputation within the band was that he was a baby. He was cute, he was small, he was smiling all the time, he was happy all the time, he was just having fun, he had his braces, he's our baby Niall. So imagine this story comes out that he is violently doing anything, let alone violently masturbating. And running with the idea that this sounded absolutely ludicrous, a few Japanese fans, heroes, took it upon themselves to start trolling their own media by coming forward with stories that they too had witnessed Niall Horan violently masturbating. I'm just gonna let this incredible article speak for itself. Breaking news in the Niall Horan masturbation scandal as more girls have stepped forward as witnesses in Japan. One anonymous girl reported that she heard the Mullingar lad yelling names out, including, quote, Amy, between heavy breaths. She claims to have recorded a voice note on her iPhone which displays the sounds of, quote, violent masturbation, with noises of constant slapping and banging on the walls. Another source has stepped forward and said that she heard such vulgarities from his room as, way hey, up the lads, and that's the crack, supposedly inappropriate slang terms in Ireland. Horan has yet to make a statement on the case and on whether or not he will be putting matters into the hands of those at Modest Management. As you can imagine, the fandom had an absolute field day with this. Nothing that I could possibly say about this could be as funny as the memes, so I'm just gonna run a scroll of these memes and let you see for yourself what we were working with.
What makes you think you're good enough to think about me when you're touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself, touching yourself?
For once in our fandom's history, we knew peace. Obviously, as this was the least believable thing that anyone had ever written about another person, it came out very shortly thereafter that the entire thing was a hoax. But not before going down in the annals of celebrity gossip history as possibly the funniest story of all time.